Oh boy, you guys won't believe what was found in my backyard. I always heard that we had these beasts in the area, but this was the first time I had seen one with my own two eyes and actually touched its skin with my bare hands. Taking a quick break from the ants this week, I can't wait to show you the serpent we found slithering around in the grass. Welcome to the AntsCanada Ant Channel, Snake Edition. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. Welcome to the AC family. Enjoy. Upon visiting Antopia, the name given to our over 4,000 square meter plot of land in the Southeast Asian tropics, on which our future ant house reaches its final stages of construction now. I felt such joy that soon we'd all be moving in, AC family, along with our various ant colonies and pet beasts on the channel. Watch this video here for the lowdown on our ant house. But if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know that we've dedicated a large portion of the land to remain forested, wild, and untouched, to help support the local ant populations in the area, as well as the endemic wildlife. But I had always heard from people living in the area, my neighbors, that there were several native snakes that lived around. One such species of snake, they claimed, was as long as a bus and would eat people's chickens and livestock and even the local street dogs and cats. I knew it was only a matter of time before I too would run into one. And then, one day, out of nowhere, one of the workers working on the ant house brought me this green plastic bottle, and within it, the fabled snake everyone was talking about. AC family, meet this baby reticulated python. Obviously, I freaked out and immediately took it to a far end of the yard to lure it out so we could have a better look at it. The poor thing was probably scared out of its wits. I could see it breathing heavily through the plastic. I tried not to make sudden movements, as I knew that snakes have very good vibrational sensory perception, but it seemed it could still feel me nearby, as it decided to retreat back into the bottle. Oops, sorry little fella. Eventually it summoned up the bravery to slip out of the bottle. I was amazed by its color and skin pattern. Slowly but surely, it slithered out into the open. Wow, such a fast traveler. It headed straight into the nearest bush. Guys, look at its face. Such crazy eyes, and those heat-sensing pits over its lip. I'll talk more about that later. Such a stunning animal, but shy. I watched as it began to move around the underlying leaf litter in an attempt to conceal itself. So in case you're new to snakes, reticulated pythons like this baby are considered the longest snake in the world, reaching a body length of up to over 20 feet, i.e. 6 meters or more. The record length we've ever recorded of a reticulated python is 33 feet, or 9.9 meters. Seeing this python here was a reality check for me, that these beasts were indeed around the neighborhood, and would be around once we were moved into the ant house. In the mornings, they apparently love to hang out in the trees, basking in the sun, and retreat into crevices to hide during the extreme heat of the day. These reticulated pythons get their name from the gorgeous net-like pattern of their skin. The word reticulated basically means resembling a net, which is also how reticulated giraffes get their name. It not only makes great camo when they're out during the day, but it is also the perfect camouflage for when they come out hunting for food in the night. Guys, check this out. These reticulated pythons are voracious predators. They hunt by smell, using their bifurcate tongue to take in scent particles from their environment to try to track their prey. As you saw earlier, they also possess infrared heat-sensing pits over their lip, which allows them to track warm-blooded prey in complete darkness. They don't have ears, so they can't hear, but they can feel the slightest vibrations from animals that might be moving around them. Now, AC family, I know these snakes have a variety of food options in Antopia, where they prefer to feed on warm-blooded animals, from the domestic farm animals that we and our neighbors have, to the plethora of wild rodents, wild boar, and whatever terrestrial bird created this ground nest I randomly found in the yard. Any bird experts out there want to take a stab at what bird species this nest belongs to? Whatever it is, I'm sure it's on the reticulated python menu. These snakes don't have venom, but instead are considered constrictor snakes, meaning they wrap tightly around their prey, squeezing it to death. And once the prey animal is dead, it's swallowed whole. Yikes. Now, I wasn't too afraid to pick up this baby retic, because as some of you may know, I actually own a green tree python named Valentino, and I'm somewhat comfortable around snakes. Of this size anyway. I did feel the snake had to be moved from the small bush in which it was hiding though, to a much safer location, as I feared it was dangerously near a fire ant nest. As I held the baby snake in my hands, I couldn't help but admire its utter gorgeousness. Check out the amazing orange, browns, and black of its skin coloration. As I set to release our gorgeous snake on a big tree at our forest's edge, I couldn't help but admire its iridescence as the sunlight hit its scales. It's a feature very few people know about and get a chance to admire, especially if they haven't actually owned a pet snake and seen one under bright sunlight. Speaking of which, some of you may be asking, AntsCanada, why not keep it as a pet? And my answer to that is, not judging anyone who does keep or breed these snakes, as well as other extra large snakes like Burmese pythons, but what I find unfortunate is that there are people out there who do buy these snakes as pets and don't truly understand what kind of commitment, food, and space it takes to care for such a beastly animal once fully grown. And they end up having to find a new home for the snakes when reality kicks in. And I mean, realistically, who's going to take in a 20-foot snake other than a zoo or museum? Or worse, people let them go outside, which can cause them to become invasive, as Burmese pythons have in parts of the US. In the reptile trade, different color phases have been achieved through selective breeding, which is pretty cool. But again, buyers beware. Yes, the snake may look pretty as a baby, or even as a subadult, but it will get real big, real fast. Reticulated pythons grow quickly and can exceed 12 feet, or 3.6 meters, in just 2 years, under optimal feeding. Fully grown female retics can weigh up to 250 pounds or more. And again, they're dangerous at these sizes. I do have my captive bred green tree python Valentino, but his species stays small, so I'm positive I'll be able to care for him and keep him spoiled for the rest of his life. There are just so many other pythons like ball pythons and manageable colobrid snakes like corn snakes to choose from in the pet trade that make better, more gratifying pets than reticulated pythons in my opinion. If you're into snakes and reptiles or are thinking of getting a snake or reptile, I highly recommend checking out the YouTube channels Clint's Reptiles, Reptiliatus, and Snake Discovery. But guys, I'll be honest, if you ask me, I think these snakes look quite cool in the wild, and I knew in my heart that releasing this baby reticulated python back into the wild was the right thing to do. Enjoy Antopia, little one. You're safe here. I released the snake, and in a flash, it hopped and freaked out my friend who was holding my camera. Though reticulated pythons are not considered endangered, they are sadly often hunted for Eastern medicine, as well as for the pet trade. Their biggest threat, however, is habitat destruction. So I'm certain all the reticulated pythons in the area will appreciate having our Antopian forest here, be their safe haven and sanctuary. I plan on keeping the greater part of Antopia on the other side of the wall nicely forested and well planted to provide them and their prey some good habitat. Though I'm not too afraid of having to live among them, I do realize they are important members of the native ecosystem where I live and are generally shy animals. I'm actually more concerned for my 2 bite-sized dogs, and I'll also need to find a way to protect my chickens and goats from becoming a reticulated python snack. I do feel, however, that having these pythons around will help keep rodent populations down, especially important for our ant room. But until the day we come face to face with an actual full-grown Big Mama retic, I'll keep you posted and film whatever additional amazing creatures we spot in the wilds of our great Antopian forest. Thank you all for watching and supporting the ants and snakes. It's ant and snake love forever. AC family, did you enjoy today's episode? So much more is ahead for the ants of the Antiverse and Antopia. So if you haven't yet, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and bell icon now, and hit all so you get notified at every upload. Also, don't forget to hit the like button every single time, including now. It would really mean a lot to me, guys. Thank you. AC in our colony, I have left a hidden cookie for you here if you would like to see extended play footage of the baby reticulated python. It's quite cute. And guys, did you know that it's anting season in the northern hemisphere? And you don't even need to leave your home to start an ant colony. You can catch pregnant queen ants from the safety of your own backyard, balcony, or open window starting this month. Be sure to visit AntsCanada.com for all your ant keeping and collecting gear shipped to you in a special package from our ant-loving facility in the USA, so you can get the most out of your ant keeping experience. We ship worldwide and also offer full email support if you need our help. We also have a helpful forum and ant colony trading marketplace on the site. Visit AntsCanada.com today. And now it's time for the AC question of the week. Last week we asked, what is your number one favorite queen ant mentioned in today's list? Congratulations to Galopa WXY, who answered Polyrachis ants are definitely my favorite. Congratulations, Galopa, you just won a free ultimate ant keeping handbook from our shop. In this week's AC question of the week, we ask, what does reticulated mean? Leave your answer in the comment section and you could also win a free ultimate ant keeping handbook from our shop. Hope you can subscribe to the channel as we upload every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video to help us keep making more. It's Ant Love forever.